Yeah. Y'all watching the Grindethiks mixtape show, and I'm your host, Viktory BX Supreme Promoter. Basically, you know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Basically, yeah. Thank y'all for watching the Grindethiks mixtape show. Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Anybody that like this episode, I'll be very grateful if anybody subscribe, like, share, drop a comment. But when you do subscribe, please ring that bell. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? It's the morning time, so I'm kind of sluggish, ruggish. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, if anybody like to make a friendly donation, that'd be great. No stress. The link is down below. Yo, but anyway, man, I just want to tell y'all or talk to y'all about investing, right? Investing. Investing is, you know, because I have a problem. I have a problem with these other YouTubers, right? They get on YouTube and they talk to their audience or whoever they talking to, and they portray investing like it's rocket science. Like it's rocket science. You know what I'm saying? like it's First of all, you got some YouTubers that's only one dimensional when it comes to investing. And being that they're only one dimensional or being that they only invest in one thing, they telling you to invest in one thing. Everything else does not exist, right? Like you got people that you have YouTubers who are they specialize in just investing in stocks or buying and holding stocks, and that's all they do. That's the only type of investment they do. And so that's the only type of investment that they suggest that you should do. And then when they talk about it, they make it complicated. You know, investing is nothing complicated. You know, when people think about investing, when most people think about investing or hear the word investing, they think about Warren Buffett or they think about having a lot of money or putting down a shitload of money or they think about life changing money. No, man, no. I mean, you don't have to be like Warren Buffett to be an investor. You don't have to. Investing is easy. Investing just means buying something for low and selling it for high, or buying something for the low and keeping it for a while, you know, maybe for like a couple of years, 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years or whatever, and get a bigger payout for it, like a painting, like an expensive, like a painting or whatever, or or let's say an expensive ass jersey. I mean, let's say a vintage jersey, or old ass jersey. You know what I'm saying? Or some gold, or some silver, or copper. You know, and then you got people that talk about real estate YouTubers, and they talk about real estate as if that's the only thing you can invest in. And then they make it sound complicated. Some of them. You know, investing is nothing complicated, man. You know, I can't stand looking at these YouTubers. Some of these motherfucking YouTubers, I stopped watching them. I stopped watching them. I don't know, maybe because what they talking about is elementary to me, but it's like, come on, man, you making this shit sound complicated. You're making investing sound complicated. Investing is just as easy as going to the motherfucking your neighborhood dollar store or Dollar Tree or Dollar Family store or any dollar store and buying shit for low and selling it for high. You got people that's going to dollar stores buying cheap shit for the low and selling it for high or selling it for more high or way high or whatever. Because every dollar store don't sell the same shit as other dollar stores. Like I'm in New York City, right? Items that I could get in New York City dollar stores, you might not be able to get from dollar stores in, let's say, Utah or something like that, or a place like that, or Nebraska, a place like that. So a person from Nebraska or Utah might see some stuff that I bought from a 99-cent store, and they might decide to buy it right there and then, because they're not trying to, they probably either can't get that same item, in their neighborhood, or they're not trying to, or take the time and energy to look for the same item that I got on my side that they could buy right now. They're not trying to, or bother even finding that same item in their neighborhood or in their area. So they just decide to buy it right there, $10, $20, whatever, even if it's a $5, $6 product. You know what I'm saying? So you could invest by buying regular things, man. If you don't mind selling, if you're a salesperson, you know what I'm saying? You could buy things from the dollar store and sell it for more money, or you could keep certain things for a long period of time, and then get a bigger payout later on in years to come. You can either buy and hold or buy and sell at a short period of time, whatever. But investing is not hard. Don't let these YouTubers make it. Don't make them fuck up your mind. Because some of y'all that's watching, y'all making more money than I am. Y'all making more money than I am, some of y'all. And but I'm not crying about the inflation situation. I'm not crying about prices of eggs and bread and milk and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I drink almond milk, which is more expensive than regular milk or cow's milk. And I'm not even bitching about that. Come on. And some of y'all that make more money than I am, more money than I do, y'all thinking about investing. Y'all contemplating. But what is to contemplate? It's easy. Like I said, go to your Dollar Tree store, buy toys, buy like I buy these Hot Wheels. I buy these Hot Wheels and these Matchbox toys, these Hot Wheels and these Matchbox toy cars, and sell them for more money online. People selling these. This is another item that people are buying from the dollar store and selling for more money online. If you're a toy collector and you're one of those grown-ups that still like toys, and toys is your passion or whatever, sell toys, nigga. Invest in toys. You could buy and hold toys for a long time and get a bigger payout. Or since you like toys, you could keep some toys for yourself, and you could sell some toys. Either or, all the above. You know what I'm saying? Investing is easy. Stop making this shit complicated. Listen, I'm gonna tell you how much money I make a year. Well, not exactly. I make under 40 grand a year, my nigga. 40K a year. I make under 40K a year. And I'm not crying about none of this shit. None of this inflation shit. I'm not crying about this shit, man. Because I constantly invest. I constantly sell things. I don't sell everything that people need, you know, but I sell basic things that people need, man. Like underwear, socks, tank tops, underwear t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? Even t-shirts that people wear, for the summertime, you know what I mean? Whatever, shit that people need. When you're a salesman or a salesperson, whatever, it's like you're not complaining about shit or complaining about prices like that. Unless you're a materialistic salesperson, unless you because I'm gonna keep it real. The people that's complaining mostly about this inflation shit are people who are very materialistic. People who feel like they have to buy a bunch of shit every day or every week, shit that they don't need. People who grew up thinking that people who grew up or people who went to college just to get a degree, just so they could get a good job, so they could buy a bunch of expensive shit that they don't need. This is why people go to college. Not the only reason, but this is one of the reasons why people go to college and get good jobs. One of the reasons why people go to college and get good jobs, so they could buy a bunch of shit that they don't need. Just shit that looks good, a bunch of toys. And I can't give you a ratio or a number, but some of these people that complain about the inflation situation are people that just buy a bunch of shit that they don't need, and they mad or they depressed because the shit that they don't need or the toys that they want is too expensive for them to buy, and they can hardly afford, or they can't afford no toys. That's what it really is. And I'm not saying that's the only reason why people are complaining about the inflation, but that's one of the reasons why people complain about it. Because they're not able to buy their favorite toy, or toys that they want that they don't fucking need, or shit that they don't need. You see, a nigga like me, I make under 40,000 a year, and some of y'all like, oh damn, that's terrible. You make under 40,000 a year, but guess what? I don't have too much expenses. I don't have that much expenses, and remind y'all, I live in New York City. Okay, I live in New York City. You know, it kind of does help that I live in the Bronx, because the Bronx is the cheapest borough. You know, being that the Bronx is the poorest borough in New York City, it's the cheapest borough in New York City. You got people from other boroughs where they make more money than Bronx residents. They come to the Bronx and buy stuff for cheap. That's how they save their money. People from Queens, people from Manhattan, people from Staten Island, people from Brooklyn come to the Bronx and buy their stuff for cheap, whether it's food, whether it's other type of items, whatever. They buy their stuff for cheap, and they keep it pushing. They come to the Bronx, buy their stuff for cheap, and keep it pushing. You know? But investing, like I said, investing is easy. Don't make it complicated, and stop letting these YouTubers get into your head. And stop listening to people when they say, "Oh, everything is hard, 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 hard." Man, we've been taught that everything is hard and everything is a struggle since we were kids. It's even worse when we hear this shit on social media, and then that's gonna make you even think even more that everything is hard. Everything is not hard. Getting cash is easy. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy, right? You got your job, right? First time you got your job, right? You was interviewed, and maybe a week or a couple of weeks later, somebody called you to come in and fill in a position so you could get paid, right? And all you have to do is wake up in the morning or afternoon or whatever, go to some job, punch in, punch out, and then you get your cash at the end of the week, or every 2 weeks or whatever. So getting cash is easy. You could collect a bunch of cans and bottles and cement them shits and get cash. You could go to the wholesale place, go to the dollar store, buy stuff and get cash. First thing first, stop contemplating, stop complicating. If you're really getting cash on a regular, you should know already getting cash is easy. You've been spending 20 years, 30 years of your life or whatever getting cash, whether it's from a job or whether it's mostly from a job, because most of y'all that's watching, y'all work a regular job, right? Y'all already know. It's easy, man. Just do the work, and then you got the cash. But some of us, we make getting cash complicated. And we think too much about it because we worry too much about what we want most of the time. You know? We get in it already. And investing is easy. When you think about investing, and when you hear the word investing, and when somebody mentions the word investing, or even if you read the word investing, don't make it a complicated thing. Do not make it a complicated thing. I'm going to say it again. Do not make it a complicated thing. It's easy. Okay? But your mindset, getting cash is easy. But some of y'all that's watching, your mindset is hard. Getting cash is easy. But your mindset is too hard. Your mindset is too programmed into thinking that everything is fucking hard, that everything is a struggle. Everything is not a struggle. Things might take long, or because something takes long, it doesn't mean it's a struggle. It doesn't mean it's hard. It's just taking long. And the hardness is coming from your mind. It's coming from the imagination of your mind, because the mind itself has a wild imagination. The mind has a tendency to exaggerate. The mind is a useful thing, but the mind has a tendency to exaggerate. It has a tendency to look at something that's not a problem and look at it as a problem. That's why you got to be careful how you think. And then you got triggers from the outside world, from outside of yourself, triggering your mind into thinking that everything is a struggle, that everything is hard. But no, man, most things in life is not a struggle. You know, it's just that you're thinking about it as a struggle. The way you think and the way you feel about things is how your life is going to play out. It's how things are going to play out in your life. You know? So investing is definitely not hard. Buying low and selling something for high, that's it. Or buying something for $1 and selling it for $2, or buying something for $1 or selling it for at least $1.50. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard, man. And you don't have to invest in the stock market. Some of y'all are caught up in investing in stocks, in the stock market. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But then again, it's easy. If you got Cash App, you can easily invest in any stocks for $1. Starting off with $1. Or if you got, or you could, you could open up a Webull account or a Robinhood account and invest for as small as $1. You know, I go to these thrift stores and I buy these type of shirts. Used shirts that people already worn already. It's a big business. The secondhand business, especially in clothes, it's a $1 billion industry. You might want to get into it if you're thinking about selling. But some of y'all that's watching, some of y'all probably scared to sell. You got to get over it, because in your mind, you think that getting money is hard. But you got your job, right? It wasn't hard to get your job, right? And you're getting money from it, right? When you apply for that McDonald's job or that Starbucks job or that summer youth job, it wasn't hard to get it, right? Come on. Stop looking at the whole thing of getting currency. Stop looking at getting cash as a hard thing. It's not hard. It might take long, but it's not hard. And everything that takes long, I'm gonna say again, all because something takes long, it doesn't mean it's hard. It's just a long process. There's a difference between something that's long and something that's hard. Okay? This mug is hard, especially if you throw it in somebody's face or somebody's head. It's hard. It's hard. It's a hard object. Okay? This pad, this notepad is a long notepad. It's long, right? It's not really hard. It's kind of soft, but it's long though, right? This is a long object. This is how long it might take you to make money. But it's not hard though. This is hard. The cell phone is hard. It's a hard object. Come on, man. I mean, should I give more examples? Should I give you some more examples? I'm really tired of giving you examples, but you know what I'm talking about. You have to switch your perception, man. Like I said, you looking at investing as hard, but your investing is easy, but your mind is hard. You gotta train your mind to be easy. Meditation is good. Meditate. Uh, what else? Oh yeah, you might look at YouTube, or you might look at me, and I'll be like, "Yo, Victory, you have a lot of objects. You have a lot of stuff, and really, I don't have as much stuff as I think I do. you know? Or you might look at another thrifter or another salesman on YouTube and be like, oh, that nigga got a lot of shit. He has a lot of shit. I need to have a lot of shit too. Listen, when you collect stuff, when you collect items to sell, take your time. Ain't no rush to have thousands of dollars worth of items. Take your time, do the best you can. Even if you could afford to buy just one item that you could sell a day or within or a couple of few items a week, because you might not have because your job might not pay you a lot of money, so you can only afford a few items. Whatever. Take your time. It's okay. There's no rush to get a lot of items. See, this is what I have to tell myself. And I gotta keep telling myself when I watch these videos of different thrifters, and I'll be like, yo, these niggas got a lot of shirts, got a lot of everything. But it doesn't matter. I buy items every week, whether it's fresh items or I either buy used items, either or. Pretty soon I'm gonna throw my own flea market in the near future. You know what I'm saying? But definitely don't look at stop looking at stop looking at stop looking stop looking at investing as a hard concept. It's not a hard concept. And don't go crazy. Don't be in a rush to to get that life-changing money. Okay? If you're making $100 a month, even if you're making $100 more than what you usually make, that's a blessing. Or even $50, or even $20 more than what you usually make. That's a blessing. Don't shit on your blessings. Don't shit on the little shit. Don't shit on the small blessings, man. Because the small blessings, every small blessing, it builds something called compound interest. In the spiritual world, you got compound interest just like the tangible world. It's compound interest. Every little counts. Every little counts. And the more consistent you are, the more things are gonna come to you. The more things are gonna magnetize towards you. You know. And I might not be a good example. I might turn some of y'all niggas off because I say I make under 40,000 a year. That might turn some of y'all off. But you know what? It's if you make more money than me, right? But you don't have a lot of time on your hands. You work a 9-to-5 job. You're frustrated. You feel poor. You half the time you feel broke, right? You don't feel wealthy, then you're in bad shape. It doesn't matter if you make more money than I do. You're in bad shape mentally. See, mentally, I could live. See, thing is with me, I could live without certain things. I could live without. I learned and trained to live without certain things. I don't need too much. I don't need too much. And sometimes I get bored flipping money. I make under 40,000 a year. And sometimes I get bored flipping money because there's nothing else to do with it but to pay bills. To pay bills and buy things to sell and flip. What else to do with it? Because see, when you're not materialistic, you get bored. You get bored. And maybe that's a good problem. Maybe that's a good problem. I don't know. But you could learn from somebody that makes less money than you do. Don't judge a person because they make less money than you. They might have better money tips than you do, or they might have money advice. A person that make less money than you might know more about money than you do. I could get a job that pays way more than what I'm getting now. But do I want to? Do I want to give up my time and energy like that? No, I really don't. I really don't. And that's my prerogative. No Bobby Brown. Yo, I cannot say prerogative, the word prerogative, or even think of the word prerogative without even thinking or saying Bobby Brown. I can't do it. I can't do it. And another thing I want to talk about is perception. Going back to what I was talking about, it's not about how much, it's not always about how much money you make in a year. It's more about how much money you invest. It's about how much money you invest in a year. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I make under 40,000 a year, but y'all don't know how much money I got cooking up. I told you I got money in stocks. I didn't tell you how much money I got cooked up in the stocks. For all you know, I probably got thousands of dollars cooked up in stocks. Y'all don't know because I'm not gonna tell nobody. You know, and I don't tell everybody everything I have. Yeah, I'm showing you my stuff, my items, but I'm not gonna tell you everything I got. You know? And sometimes it makes me feel secure when people think I'm broke. A nigga won't think about robbing my ass. See, that's one of the reasons why I'm not flashy. I can be flashy if I want to. Listen, I'm a salesman. I could buy fake Gucci, I could buy fake Louis Vuitton and put myself together and act like I'm something more than what I am. But I don't care, man. My niggas, what you see right here is what you get. No sugar-coated shit. You know? This is actually my room in my house. I'm actually 45 years old, and I actually live with my mama. You know? And I feel good because I'm not going crazy paying New York rent. You know? So everything's about perception. How you feel about what you do, how you feel about how you live, how you feel about where you work, how you feel about your cash, how you feel about getting cash. It's perception. It's perception. Anyway, I'm out, yeah. And remember, peoples, you know I always gotta say this. Tell a tell a friend and tell a friend that's all about the motherfucking grind. Basically.